All right, we are live. We are live. I've got my Starbucks, my decaf pour over. I'm here in a standard motel room in southern New Mexico once more. Hey, Sam. Hey, buddy, how are you doing? So, hey, Leandro. I'm here in southern New Mexico again. I'm a little more north, inland, from north of the border. I've done a bunch of videos at the U.S.-Mexico border. I trust you've been notified. Hey, Janie. Hey, Paula. Hey, Laura. Hey, everybody. Wow, we got 7 people already in my live stream. This is amazing. Yes, Sam. The Oliver Lee State Park. My friend Ross and his wife Ashley and his 3 kids, and they're young kids. They live in an RV right now, and they're traveling all over for the winter. And they're at this amazing state park, Oliver Lee State Park. And you want to see the video? I highly recommend. Here we go. Here's the video. You see that? There's like a glare again. Get that glare out of here. There it is. Hold on. I gotta get the Wi-Fi password for the motel. Anyway, go check out my videos right now, everyone, because just go to the videos section. I made 5 not too shabbies. I did a video of Oliver Lee State Park driving in. It's a 3-minute video, and the crazy thing is, halfway through, there's a woman jogging with a stroller, and it was Ashley. So it's so cool. And I talked to Ashley a little bit, and her husband Ross has been a great friend when I lived in Buena Vista and he lived in Salida. So anyway, go watch that video. And I can't play any. I got to get the Wi-Fi password here. Anyway, having a good time. Hey, Chris. Yeah, we're up to 11 people. I saw 11. Now we're up to, it's 10. Right now it's 10 people. Yeah. How's everyone? Thank you, Laura. I love you too. Really, there's a lot of like Paula Webb, Laura, of course, Janie Brown, lots of regulars in here. Here's my my Starbucks. I always just get a boring decaf pour over. I pretty much quit caffeine, but so. But I want to show. I'm going to play some videos. You know, I made 5 not too shabbies today. I've been on a roll. You know, when I'm on the road and I'm in a new town, just a new area, you know, all of a sudden I see all these things that are not too shabby. When I'm in Westcliff, Colorado, I live there. I'm there every day. I'm in my house, and everything I've seen, I've already done not too shabbies of so many things. You know, hey, video to watch. Hope you're well. So anyway, my whole point is now that I'm here, and I'm in Alamogordo, New Mexico. You know, there's so many not too shabbies and things, and I might go to White Sands tomorrow, White Sands National Park. So I'm really excited about that. So, and I don't know, I'll decide tomorrow what I do, but I'll probably go to White Sands. So this is a crazy Wi-Fi password here. I'm going to go probably to Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. I kind of have a story about that town. Hey, Peter Russell. Yeah, and Paula Webb. I made a video of, here. I'm just going to post it here. Kiss Cactus /videos. I think that'll work. So I was right on the U.S.-Mexico border, and I did a video. There's a vehicle barrier right there, and here's a cane. Here's my I'm just gonna share the link here. There's we call it a walking stick cactus. Walking, but it's called a cane cholla. So go check out that video. So, hey, Mike, I'm in Alamogordo. Where are you? Where are you, buddy? So I'm slowly starting to work my way north. I got to be back in Colorado in a couple of days. What? Let's see, 2.5 days. Was it Saturday? 2.5 days. So, but probably the biggest highlight, Oklahoma City, huh? Okay, Mike, that's cool. Arguably the not too shabby today that's getting the most comments is the one with the crying baby. Where is it here? Crying baby, not too shabby. So my friends Ross and Ashley, they have 3 kids, and their youngest is, I don't know, he's probably 18 months old. I shouldn't have called him a baby. He's more a toddler. Anyway, he was crying at first over something. He dropped something. So then, as the mom, Ashley, was comforting him, I thought, hey, okay. I told them both. I said, the next time Pax cries, that's his name, Pax. The next time he cries, let me do a not too shabby, okay? It's going to be a little insensitive, you know. And I was like, I don't want your baby to have any suffering, but just in case he does start crying, let's do a not too shabby. And they were like, all right, yeah, that's great. That's a great idea. So he starts crying about an hour later. And then, of course, once I put the camera on him, he freezes up and he stops crying. So, but he kind of whimpered and squeaked a little bit. So here it is. It's a crying baby. Not too shabby. So there you go. So that video's got 9 likes and 0 dislikes. So how about that, ladies and gentlemen? So, Mike, let's talk about green chili burgers. First of all, I've been eating a lot of green chili. Even in the Subway restaurants, they have green chili as a, something you could put on your sandwich, which I love. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you name it, you can put green chili on it. But I'm not going to get, I believe it or not, this is the new Steve. This is the new Steve. Like there's a Chinese buffet restaurant a little bit down the road, and there was a barbecue place that looked intriguing. I mean, there's, this is a good town for restaurants, just at least looking at the kind of the highway and then the main avenue. But you know what? I'm just going to eat these, a can of pears. That's all I'm eating tonight. So I know that's crazy, but I don't have to. I'm just a different person with my eating. I don't want to eat Chinese food. Barbecue, I could eat that, but I'm not. I want to be disciplined. Tomorrow, I'll treat myself to maybe a good lunch, Mexican or barbecue. That does sound good, but I can't eat Chinese food anymore. That's just so not good for me. So, yeah, at the Denny's in New Mexico. Although I do remember, I think I was at the Denny's in Grants, New Mexico, and they did not have green chili. And that was the summer of 2015, where I was living in Albuquerque. I was a New Mexican, and I was personally offended. I was like, as a New Mexican, how can you not serve green chili here? It was the Denny's in Grants, New Mexico. But I mean, hopefully most Denny's, I'm assuming, that was just one isolated mishap. But if you're a restaurant in New Mexico, you damn well better serve green chili or red chili, or just let's have fun and make it Christmas, red and green, I get very passionate about it because I love chili. I'll tell you something else. I have a not too shabby. I'll tell you how passionate I am about green chili while we're on the topic. My license plate right now, I have a specialized Colorado license plate where you pay a little extra, and it's a Colorado Pueblo chili license plate.
It's my new Pueblo chili license plate. Not too shabby.
That's how much I love chili. I put the chili pepper on my license plate. So it's really interesting. There it is. So obviously New Mexico is best known for green chili, red chili, any kind of chili pepper. But up in Pueblo, there's, the influence of the Spanish came into southern Colorado, and they grow a lot of chili peppers outside of Pueblo. There's a lot of chili farms. So there's actually a Pueblo chili that if you're in Pueblo, you can get, chili on almost anything. And I guess there's a debate about which is better, the Hatch New Mexico chili or the Pueblo chili in Colorado. But I just love it all. So anyway, just a little side note there. So how's everyone doing? We're down to 6 people now. We were up to 11. So that was pretty amazing. But and speaking of which, here's I have it showed all of my other chili related not too shabbies. Here's my ceramic chili peppers. This is a classic. This was 1 year ago.
It's ceramic chili peppers. Not too shabby.
Oh, you guys. So how's everyone doing? What do people want to talk about tonight? You want to talk about, I'm always interested in talking about deep-hearted things. I know, I'm boring. Matters of the heart. Important things. Like overcoming suffering. How do you, perseverance. How do we get through hard times in life? Why is there suffering in the world? All right, that's not funny, but really, why, we can talk about, anyway, Mike, hey, you served in the Marines. I'd love to just hear what's one lasting value or life lesson that you took from your military experience, your training, that still helps you a lot today. You know what I mean? It'd be interesting to hear what you've got to say about that. So anyway, why did the comment section all of a sudden get quiet? Everyone was saying hello to me, and now it's just super quiet. Come on, people. Come on. Get to talking here. Here's another chili pepper. I got so many chili peppers. Wow, here's one. Chili peppers roasting.
It's green and red chilies roasting. Not too shabby.
Okay, Mike, there you go. Be accountable. Make no excuses. I like that a lot. Be accountable. That's actually, that's kind of hard, man. As a grown up, yes, I'm accountable for a lot of things. I've had success in life. And I really do understand accountability. There's no question that if you go through life blaming other people, it's always somebody else's fault. There's always an excuse. There's always a reason. And there isn't that quick willingness to say, hey, wait a minute. I'm here. What's my role in this? I'm responsible. I got to be accountable. Yeah, you're not going to be successful if you don't have those values. So, all right. Anyway, well, that's cool, Mike. I got to work on my accountability. I think of areas of my life where I want to grow or I'm weak in it. And at the very least, I know I'm accountable for not trying. Sometimes it's just a matter of trying and saying, you know what, I'm going to push through my fear or my weakness, and I'm going to try. And I think sometimes I don't even try, and that's where I'm accountable. Is that sometimes I don't try in areas that I'm, Anyway, I know we're turning this into a therapy session, but I am a therapist. No, for sure, Paul. For sure. There's always a measure of accountability in almost everything in life. You know what I mean? And there are times where you're a flat out victim, where you had no control over something, or something bad happens to you. But I dare say that most things we are accountable for what we create in our lives, and how we conduct ourselves and the choices we make. And I like that. So now I'm accountable because I've been thinking about with my bike. My bike is in my car. I don't even care if anybody steals my bike, but nobody's going to steal my bike. They might be more interested in the car, but anyway, I shouldn't talk like that. But no. Like I know once it gets warmer, I want to do more biking, and I want to do some of the mountain passes around Custer County where I live. I want to bike up Hardscrabble. I haven't done that. I've been lazy, and I want to get back up to Buena Vista and hike. I want to bike Cottonwood Pass, and with my good gator skin hardshell tires, I can do it. So I'm just talking, but I don't know. Accountability. That's a good. We should probably talk about something more fun or something that makes people laugh. All right, let me show you the other videos. By the way, do you like the thumbnail of my my live stream here? So I was just trying to be goofy and different. So, let me see what we got here. Where am I? Come on. Okay. Last night I was in Columbus, New Mexico. We're a border town about 3 miles from the U.S.-Mexico border. I was at Los Milagros Hotel. I love that place so much. The rooms are, he calls it a hotel. I mean, he only charges like $50 plus tax. And it's just a lovely, there's a courtyard that I didn't get to show you. It's very southwestern, and there's these, they're not hammocks, but you sit down in them, and it's like a seat, but it's like sort of like a hammock effect. Anyway, and then the rooms are really nice. They're just nicer than even a hotel room. And there's this smell of soapy, I don't know what kind of carpet cleaner, bedspread detergent they use or whatever, but it smells so nice in there. Anyway, they only charge $50, and it's warm. I could easily go down there for a week for just a getaway. And then their Wi-Fi is really strong, so I can do live streams, and I can do my counseling without a hitch because the Wi-Fi is super strong. One of these days, I might just go down there for a week and just be like, the heck with life, So we'll see. So obviously, you got to pay though. But again, it's only $50. I think with tax, it was $56, which it's not too bad. So, hey Jackson, you ready for UFC? Is that the kickboxing crazy thing? Who are you cheering for? So anyway, here we go. So Ross and Ashley have an RV. They've been living in that RV for about a year and a half. They're almost like hippies. they don't look like hippies, but they live this hippie. They're not into the rat race, and they want to travel, and they're homeschooling their kids. And so I get into their RV, and I was like, they've been showing the kids my Not Too Shabby. So they were, So anyway, here are the 3 kids in the RV. I got the kids.
It's a bunch of kids in an RV. Not too shabby.
Yeah, Mike, they're living a good life. They're really different people. I mean, they're living a great life. And I will say, Ross, 4 years ago, I was having a hard time in life. And Ross is a great friend. Just a really great human being. So, hey, Rocky Smart, how are you doing? So anyway, and then I did a Not Too Shabby in their little kitchen area. I mean, it's a small RV, but this one they really liked.
You asked for a half cup of coffee. Not too shabby.
Yeah, no, Janie, Ross, I'll tell you right now, Ross, 4 years ago was the last time I really had a really, really hard time in life. And I saw a counselor a few times, and Ross was like one of those friends that was so, when he was available, he'd hang out with me, and he would just listen and encourage me and not lecture me. So anyway, Ross is he's my buddy. He's my homeboy. So let me see here. See, here's the King Choya. I did this video of this cactus, and there's a beautiful. So I'm not going to play it because it's kind of boring because I just narrate, but there's a nice video of a Choya cactus. Thank you, Rocky Smart. I do appreciate it. Rocky, where do you live? Are you in Oklahoma? Is that where you said you're from? I'm just curious. So, did everyone see the flowers in the Arizona desert video? Go in my videos. It's, I've uploaded it yesterday. Here, I'll just play a little bit.
All right, I'm in the desert.
It was so pretty.
Just off Interstate 10. And you can see the semis out there. Look at all the flowers.
It was so pretty.
The desert is ablaze and all these pretty flowers.
Look at that.
Look at that.
So pretty.
There's some yellowish flowers too.
So there you go. Yeah, no, those flowers really. I love the desert. I love Colorado, but the desert too. And it's not. If there's anything slightly different in the desert, you can usually notice it. And if there's color, all of a sudden there's this carpet of yellow and orange little flowers. It just makes the desert come alive. And so I highly recommend, if you're in southern Arizona, southern New Mexico, you'll probably see it around. So definitely on Interstate 10 in Cochise County, just the southeast corner, you'll see them out there because that's where I was. Yeah, no, Colorado does have a lot. I do agree. So, but I'll tell you right now, I'm high on the Southwest. And to Janie, if you're listening, I just want to say, I'm pretty sure this trip, even though my Bike Across America trip didn't work out, and that's a long story, but even though it didn't work out, I feel like it was meant to be. And I'm pretty sure my resolve on this little trip, my resolve is set to, like next winter, I'm going to find a way to spend 3 to 4 months, probably in Arizona, maybe southern New Mexico, but I want to be in a warm climate in the desert. And ideally, there's got to be saguaros. There has to be saguaro cactus nearby. because every day I'm going to be doing videos, my walk around videos of the saguaro cactus. And, I don't know if I'm going to, I don't know if I want to buy a little townhome or something or an RV. We'll see. I mean, I'm just thinking about it. It might just be wise to try to find a rental for 3 or 4 months, but I'm going to try to figure out something where I can be out. So, no, just for the winter, Rocky. Just for the winter. Hey, Dylan. Yeah, Mike. No, there's no question. I don't know that I'm a year-round Southwest guy. I mean, I'm a Coloradan. I just got to break up winter for about 3 or 4 months. Colorado, I love Colorado. I'm such a proud Coloradan. Yeah, no. I mean, but it's like okay, I'm just being honest. Realistically, winter is kind of boring. I don't ski. I'm not a skier. Like snowshoeing, I might snowshoe once a year, like one time a winter as a novelty. But on an average winter day, it's just cold. And I'm like, what am I doing here? And I don't know. I know I'm sounding really negative, but there's no hiking to be done. And the only hikes around Westcliff are way in the upper mountains where during the winter, it's going to be really cold and it's really intense. And sometimes I just want to go for a hike, go for a little 2-mile hike, and it's flat. And I'm I'm walking among saguaros and prickly pears and golden barrel cacti. And I want to have, some easier walks and hikes. And Arizona offers that. So anyway, we'll see what happens. But next, I get home in a few days, and I'm going to be working my butt off with my counseling. By the way, I just want to check my schedule here. I've got some counseling tomorrow night. That's my next. I got a bunch of people that want to see me for counseling tomorrow. So, but tomorrow evening, I'm going to be pretty busy. So, but anyway, yeah, Janie, I love that little desert cactus. Yeah, Janie. And I was in California for my Bike Across America trip. There's too many people in California. And I couldn't do it in California. I like the beach. I love the sound of the ocean waves, but I'm not a beach guy. It's just a nice thing to go for a day or two. But I'm a desert guy. So yeah, Logan, thank you. I try to go to random places. Yeah, no, exactly. I'm just trying to expand. You're so right, Logan. Well, you just said there was very good. So you win some points with me. Really. I'm trying to record things that, for my memory's sake, it gives me an excuse to explore and to find scenic places. And it's also fun with YouTube because I know there are people, most of my followers, I'm assuming, haven't been to this place or that place or this scenic lookout or the border fence. I know they're kind of weird, or they're not weird, but they're just unique. I was just following the border, and anytime I saw the border fence or a vehicle barrier, or, I just tried to get to the border and do a video of here's what the border looks like. So, and I'll be honest with you, I partly do them because they get so many views, because it's such a hot button issue. And anyway, Paula, it's -11 in Minnesota. Paula, it was easily 70. It was in the 70s this afternoon. And I'm only wearing this sweatshirt because all my other clothing is dirty. So, but I have the air conditioning on in here because it's a little stuffy with wearing this. But it's a good 60 something outside right now in Alamogordo. So, yeah, no, Rocky. Yeah, that's the other thing too about the wind. When it's that cold, and then it's kind of windy in Westcliff, and realistically, you can't do a lot of outdoor stuff. And The scenery in Westcliff is beautiful. It's stunning. But there's also something about it that's kind of, it's not boring, but it's there's not a lot of variety. You just have the stunning Sangre de Cristos to the west. And then when you're in the valley, it's just that, well, it's just that boring yellow ankle high grass, and there's nowhere really there's not a lot of hikes around town or small mountains. And like if I did a video and it's like, here I am, I'm walking on, plainsy grass. Oh, look at the mountains way out there, And there are hikes. There are still some hikes in Custer County I got to do, but there's not many. And it's just a little different. Arizona has all these little hills and all these mountains that are just kind of small enough where you're like, ooh, I'm going to go walk up that. Or anyway, I know I'm ragging on my area, but I'm just venting. Janie, take care. It's nice. Thanks for coming by. I really appreciate you coming in. Thanks for your friendship and support. So let's see here. Here, I want to show you. So I was driving into Oliver Lee Memorial State Park. Okay, hold on a second. I got to get this air conditioning a little. I can put the air conditioning on a little more. So I was going into the Oliver Lee State Park to see my friends Ross and Ashley and their 3 kids. All right, so I'm driving here. Get the volume up.
Look at this.
Okay.
Beautiful desert.
It's so pretty. So I'm making this video, and then about halfway through, there's a woman jogging with her baby in a stroller. It's Ashley. So we had the spontaneous, hey, Ashley. So here it is. Watch.
Ashley. Hey, Ashley.
How you doing?
Hey, it's so awesome to see you.
Good to see you too. We're so glad you're here.
I'm making a video of the gorgeous scenery.
Isn't it amazing?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's unreal. It looks like it's better than put on a computer for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're so excited to see you.
So anyway, I just thought it was fun. I just thought it was that like, I love those little spontaneous, sometimes those spontaneous happenings, so that's all. Anyway, so I don't know what to talk about. I'm just looking at all my videos. I was in Hachita, New Mexico. Yeah, Mike, wasn't that pretty cool? Yeah, man. So I was in Hachita, New Mexico. The woman said the population was 49, according to the last census. Here it is.
It's Hachita, New Mexico. Not too shabby.
She said they got about 2 or 3 inches of snow during that big snowstorm about a week ago. Yeah. So anyway, there's one little town, or there's one store in Hachita, and there's all these abandoned buildings, and these remote desert towns are so intriguing, So anyway, it's just hard to explain, but I needed to get out of Colorado. I just needed to get out. So let me see what else I got. Did you guys see the video of my roadside waterfall outside of Queen Creek, outside of the Queen Creek Tunnel near Superior, Arizona? There's a waterfall, and I'm sure it doesn't run for much of the year, but it was running.
Look at this roadside waterfall.
It was amazing.
Arizona.
So I think I show the highway pretty soon here. Come on.
Now, by the way, U.S. Highway 60.
right there. The Queen Creek Tunnel is just like a half mile that way. So maybe a half mile. If you ever drive up into the Queen Creek Tunnel, you're in Superior, Arizona. You go to the Queen Creek Tunnel, and then just a little bit up the road, there's a waterfall. So just put it in the back of your mind. So it was pretty nice. Yes, Mike. And that's right. Have a laugh. So welcome to my live stream. So what are we going to talk about? I've been talking about my latest Not Too Shabbies, my latest videos. We've been talking about accountability. You know what I mean? Let's talk about New Mexico. Tomorrow, I'm in Alamogordo. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to go to White Sands National Park or Monument, whatever it is. I've never been there. We'll see. I'm not too. I've been to the Great Sand Dunes in Colorado, and that to me is probably more impressive. But I probably need to go to the White Sands, and I might end up in Truth or Consequences tomorrow. So, other than flat tires, what were my biggest fears on my Bike Across America trips? That's a good question, Mike. I don't know. What were my biggest fears? I think I was always afraid of. I always had the fear of, like, not making it to the next town, or having a goal where, or like, the next town with lodging is 60 miles and riding only 30 or 40 and being somehow being unable to make it to the next town. That was always an issue. Just something mechanical going wrong with my bike. And, flat tires was the big one. And I don't know. That's a good question. Or being too tired to ride in the morning. I think that was a recent fear of mine on my failed trip, was being too tired and being to the point where you just want to quit or it's not fun. And I know better that if you're too tired, take a rest day. It's okay, So on people throwing stuff at you, yeah, that would be. I don't know. For some reason, I'm not really that scared of cars. I don't know. Maybe for whatever reason, I'm not that afraid of cars hitting me or people doing, throwing something at me, or maybe I should be scared. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, no, I think, honestly, on my last trip too, I did raise some money on GoFundMe, and, but realistically, a lot of the trip, 80% of the costs were going to be on me. And, and I remember the fear of, I guess it was the fear of spending all the money, or it just didn't, I don't know, just fear of, lack of financial security because I'm spending all this money, kind of a thing, Hey, Just Love, man. Hey, man. Hey, Just Love. Just Love, I just want to say, I think there was one other time I did a live stream, and I only went for about 2 or 3 minutes. And just at the point that I hit end stream, I saw your name pop up and you said something. And I was like, oh, darn. I didn't leave because you had just entered, but I forgot why. But occasionally I do a live stream. and I'm just not feeling it. And after 2 minutes, I leave. And so it wasn't personal. I hope you're well, friend. Okay, Rocky Smart. Let's see. Logan Cole. What states have I been through on my Bike Across America trips? For all 3 of my trips, I did a southern route. So roughly, let's see, all 3 of my routes, I started in California. I went through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. On one trip, I was in Oklahoma and Arkansas. And the others, from Texas, I went through Louisiana, Mississippi. One time I was in Memphis, Tennessee. But I was, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. And one time I finished halfway down Georgia. The other 2, one time I went halfway down Florida. I finished near New Smyrna Beach, Florida. The other 2 I finished in Georgia at Jekyll Island and St. Simon's Island. So, oh, Rocky, I really appreciate it. Well, I'm glad you didn't give because the trip didn't, so, and I've been slowly but surely contacting everyone who gave them my GoFundMe, offering if they want their money back, I'll give it without a hitch. One person said, give me half back. And I did without a hitch, so most of the people who gave love me, they don't want, so, and that feels good. I feel loved. But anyway, no more GoFundMe with biking across. If I ever go again, I just want to have the money where I just know I have the money. I have confidence and I'm not worried about money. I'm not raising money. If I quit, if I quit, I quit. It's not at anyone's expense. That's definitely one thing. So get a little passionate about that. Yeah. So Just Love Man, you live in Reno and Lake Tahoe, yeah? I need to go out. I haven't been to Northern California. I got so many places to visit. I just need to get to Las Vegas. I haven't been to Vegas in a long time. And I'd love to visit Reno and Lake Tahoe, see the Nevada desert. Then even just the northwest of the Oregon. I need to explore Oregon. And then the whole Western Canada. I always find myself in the Southwest and New Mexico. So, all right. It's time to get serious, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to eat my sliced pears. Can't believe I'm eating sliced pears when I saw an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet, a little bit down the road. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, even today I was in a Starbucks. There's a Starbucks inside an Albertsons supermarket here in Alamogordo. I almost did a video of it. I thought about it. They had this whole display of hot tamales and Mike and Ike's, the sort of the bigger boxes for it, and they were for $1.49, which I think is a little cheap. Usually they're $1.59, sometimes $1.99. The markup is higher in convenience stores. And I was like, oh, I could go for some hot tamales right now or some Mike and Ike's. And I passed. I just said, no, I'm not eating that. And but I was going to do a video talking about how I, patting myself on the back for not eating it or whatever. I could have just done a not too shabby of it. It's a hot tamales Mike and Ike display. Take care, Just Love, man. Hey, if you ever come to Colorado, you have a friend as well. Let me be clear about that, okay? You have a friend in Colorado. So, come on out. I hardly have anyone visit me in Colorado. Part of the issue is I live about 3 hours from Denver, I'm kind of off the beaten path. To get to my town, much of the time, you got to leave the beaten, hold on. I shouldn't talk and eat at the same time. You kind of have to leave you're off the path a little bit. And so if you're just casual, you're flying into Denver, I'm still pretty far away. It's a long drive. So, but it's scenic. It's really scenic. So, hey, Steve, Missouri. Oh, yeah, you're in Tustin. Oh, you know what, Steve? My bike trip. Anyway, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I actually didn't have any problems. I had a flat tire in Redlands. I was biking through Redlands. I was east of their little downtown area. It looked like an interesting town, Redlands, California. I got a flat tire. And as usual, I kind of froze up and got nervous. And, I was only trying to work on it for about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And I was taking my time. And then a couple of cyclists rode by. And they were like, hey, do you need help? And I said, if you're good at fixing flats, yeah, I could use your help. They totally helped me. Ricardo and Guillermo. So actually, I got to find Ricardo. I'm going to friend him. I'm going to friend him on Facebook. Somebody remind me, because Ricardo said some nice things to me on Facebook. But anyway, so bottom line was on that second day, let's see, my ceremonial ride was from Newport Beach to Huntington Beach. I went 8 miles, but I kind of biked. It was like a fun bike ride through neighborhoods. Then that next day, I went from Huntington Beach to Riverside, pretty much the downtown area of Riverside. It was 49 miles. Then the next day was from Riverside. I had a hotel reservation in Palm Springs. So it was going to be about 60, 63, 65 miles. And long story made short, I was like 34 miles in, and there's so much uphill, and my route was dumb. It was my fault. And I got to Beaumont, and I was done in Beaumont. So I could have gotten a ride from Beaumont to Palm Springs. And long story made short, because I wanted to keep my reservation, I decided to pay an Uber to drive me from Beaumont to Palm Springs. And then I had trouble with my bike and getting the front wheel off, getting the front wheel on. There's always a problem with something with the wheel. And then I got just ticked off because I paid, it was like $46 to pay the Uber. Anyway, listen, I've biked across America 3 times. So I'm saying this in that context. The hassle of my bike, I had a flat, the paying the Uber, and I just thought to myself, I just want a friend to pick me up. It all just I snapped, and I was like, why am I doing this? I've already biked across America 3 times, and I don't want to deal with these stupid hassles of paying Ubers and, or canceling my hotel reservation in Palm Springs. I generally don't like making reservations when I bike across America because I want to keep things spontaneous. You never know. Will I actually make the hotel or maybe something happens and I say, you know what? I don't want to bike that far. I want to stay where I'm at. Anyway, there was a Motel 6 in Beaumont, but I was just like, I don't know what happened, but I snapped. And I was like, this isn't fun. And it was in Beaumont, California that I thought. So, and then the next day, I get an Uber to Palm Springs. And I'm in this really nice hotel, thanks to Jeremy, this like really nice Marriott hotel. And I was thinking, okay, I don't cheat. So tomorrow I got to pay an Uber or, to drive me back to Beaumont. And the hassle of making sure the Uber driver is okay with putting my bike in the back of the car. And what if it's a Toyota Prius or a little, you know what I mean? And I just said, screw it. I knew internally, I was just thinking, this is ridiculous. I'm spending all this money, and I don't like cheating. I wasn't just going to start biking from Palm Springs. I just don't cheat. So, and I the term scared money. That's a casino gambling term. When you have scared money, that means you don't have a lot of money, and you're gambling, and you're kind of scared to bet big or that kind of a thing. And I felt like my mentality was, here I am already spending money on Ubers and I was like, am I really going to do this for 8 weeks and the hassle? And I thought I was committed to going. I'd biked across America 3 times, and each time I succeeded. Only in the first trip did I really think about quitting, but that was scary and it was my first time. The second and third trip, I never thought about quitting. I don't think so. No. So, I planned to finish. Well, anyway, once I got out there, my desire was my desire was not there. So anyway, I've just totally went on a little venting about my Bike Across America trip, Steve. But yeah, Steve, I might bike across America again someday. I very well might. And I want you to keep in touch with me because yeah, I don't want to, I could say something, but I'm not going to say it. It has nothing to do with you, but I'm just going to, anyway, let's just put it this way. I could use a friendly person in Orange County to help me. Or not that, anyway, maybe you can help me next time if I ever do it again. Or honestly, it'll be fun, maybe next winter, if I really do pull off a 3 or 4 month Arizona winter getaway snowbird kind of thing, maybe I can hit Orange County for a little 2-day bike ride. We can bike on the river trail. Does the river trail go through Tustin? I'm curious. So you know what I mean? We could go biking around and just bike on, trails and have some fun and putz around, make videos. So anyway, I totally went on Steve. Yeah, so we could do a little 2-day ride, so. And the other thing too I was thinking was, so on top of everything I just told you about Beaumont and some issues and paying Ubers, I get to Palm Springs and I was already thinking, so from Palm Springs, I'm going to bike to Indio. Then I'm going to hop on the interstate. I'm going to bike up to Chiriaco Summit. Then I'm going to pay an Uber, or I'm going to pay somebody. There's a gas station up there. I'm going to pay somebody $20. I'm going to offer somebody $20 to drive me back down to Indio, to stay in a motel. And then the next day, I'm going to pay an Uber to go from Indio to Chiriaco Summit. And then I'm going to bike from Chiriaco Summit to Blythe. And you know what? I did that route in 2011 on my 2011 Bike Across America trip. And I had already done it. And it just wasn't that interesting to do again. And I was a little scared. And I was just thinking, why am I doing this? It's just not that interesting. And then the paying of the Ubers. And then frankly, I'll tell you what causes fear and anxiety. Even something like being at a gas station and having a $20 bill and saying, hey, are you headed to Indio? I'll give you $20 if you let me throw your bike in the back of your truck. Give me a ride. I don't like soliciting, or I feel like a beggar. I don't know. I don't like when people do that to me. So anyway, like all that, I was even thinking about that, and that was already a turn off. And so I didn't plan well. And Steve, if I ever bike across America again, this is for my own sake here, for my memory's sake, I want to do something where, again, we can start in Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, Seal Beach, just whatever. We can pick a little beach. That first day I just biked 10 miles. All right. And then would you put me up that night? And then the next day we start exactly where I finished. And then we just bike 20 miles on the Santa Ana River Trail. That's it. And then we're done. I just want to slowly get my mileage instead of, I made the mistake of, I was with a guy and it's not his fault, but he bought me a hotel room in Riverside, and it was 49 miles, and it just didn't work out. He was way faster. I had a heavy bike. I was so slow, and it wasn't an enjoyable ride. It was sort of enjoyable, but it wasn't. So I definitely want to do something. There's no question if I ever bike across America again, it's going to be something where I won't let anyone ride with me or have any influence over me if they're rushing me or discouraging me or making me feel slow. Because I definitely want to do it where it's like, first day, 10 miles, and then stop. Next day, bike 20 miles, stop. See how I feel. Next day, bike 25 miles up those hills by Riverside, and then stop. And then, see how you feel, and then do a ride where it's like, okay, now we're going 50 miles. We're hitting Palm Springs. Okay, now we're going to hit, and definitely at the beginning, I have to schedule more days off where I say, okay, this is going to be, I biked across California in 4 days from Huntington Beach to Blythe in 2011. This time I'm going to do it in 7 days or 8 days. It has to be that kind of mentality where I'm really taking my time. And that means I have plenty of money and, so, and I know life isn't perfect. You can't have everything you want in life, but my desire would be, I want a sporty light bike. I want a light bike that's really sporty where I can really move and it's more fun to ride and you're like moving. And then secondly, I want a support vehicle. I don't know how. I just want someone in a car that on any given day, they're kind of tracking me. They don't have to follow me right from behind. But at any given moment, I can call and be like, hey, I got a flat or just something went wrong. And they can be there within 30 minutes to an hour. They're kind of on call and they pick me up and they help me. You know what I mean? Or if I'm biking and I don't reach my destination, or maybe I get to my destination and I say, I want to ride another 10 miles. I can ride those extra 10 miles and have my support vehicle pick me up and then, bring me back to wherever there's motels or something. And then the next day we drive 10 miles to that very point where I stopped and then we keep going. And there's just a little more. But realistically, who's going to do that? All the money, who's going to do that? Who's going to have the time to do that? Who's going to have the dedication to me to do that? And then the money, you got to have a car that you're just like, oh, sure, let's just drive it all across the country. It's got to be a really special person, someone who's really dedicated, really. And, I'm not God. I'm not God's gift to the world or some celebrity that everyone, someone's going to be like, oh, sure. I'll go with you, Steve. So maybe a wife. No, actually, no. I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean? You have to be a really special person. So there you go, Steve. I don't know how you just mentioned Tustin, California and hanging out, and it totally just got me in a tizzy about my plans for maybe someday biking across America again, but we'll see. Yeah, no, exactly, Mike. And instead what happened was I did this 8 mile. I pretty much was at my friend's house in Huntington Beach. I biked to Newport Beach, which was 2.5 miles away. And I had a ceremony at the beach. This stranger took a picture of me and it was really cool. But then the next day I rode with this guy for 49 miles to Riverside and I misjudged. I forgot that I'd be out of shape and 49 miles really kind of kicked my butt. And I didn't, but it's on me. Talk about accountability. I should have told my riding partner after 20, 25 miles, you know what? I'm sorry, but I'm not going to stay with you at that hotel in Riverside. I remember around the 30-mile mark, we hit Corona and there was a main street and there were some older type motels, mom and pop kind of motels. I could have stayed in a dingy motel that night. And I could have just told him, look, you go ahead. I'm on my own. And but I didn't do that. And so that's on me. I'm still learning how to bike across America. I'm still learning. There's always so much to learn. So, Steve, well, okay. So, all right. So, first of all, yes. Okay. Rocky Smart, you agree with me. Get rid of all that weight. Really. And I don't want to sound, I don't know if this sounds sexist, but I felt like this old lady riding a bike with all the panniers and this big trunk box. And I was biking so slow. And then I get to a red light and I got to stop. And I'm like, damn it. I lose my momentum. And so I get pedaling again. And I'm I was so slow. And I mean, I'm not a fast cyclist, but I'm not that slow. Give me a sporty bike, damn it. Steve, I appreciate your offer. I mean, what's your life status right now? Are you rich and retired or something? You have time? I do appreciate it. I mean, yeah, the ideal SAG vehicle person would be someone who's dedicated, someone who loves me, all right? And they're kind of good with mechanics. Like they could actually help me with my bike. More, they know more that, and then the rest of the time they can go drive in their car and just go putz around and go to a coffee shop, go here, go to a national park. You don't have to follow me. That's pretty boring. Steve, you're 1 year away from retirement. What's your deal, man? What's your deal? Or I don't mean it. Actually, how did you do it? How old are you? Can you want to tell me how old you are? Anyway, you don't have to tell me your business. That's at least not in the live chat, but I'd love to hear. Okay, you're 56. Okay. That's cool. The other thing too is this might sound nuts, but it might be fun for me to be the SAG vehicle and to support someone else. That actually could be fun too. You know what I mean? I could see myself being the support vehicle. Just give me a good place to sleep every night. Even if it's even if it's like an RV or a camper or something, just give me a good place to sleep every night. And that might be kind of fun too. So yeah, Steve. All right. Listen, man, you find me if you want, find me on Facebook. What, Rocky Smart? You're if you rode a bike a mile, you would have a coronary? Yeah. The only thing I'm going to say, I'm just going to be blunt about this. Every once in a while, I have to speak out about some crazy, insanely wrong thing that our president says on Facebook. Also, every once in a while, I say something kind of religious. But other than that, we'll be fine as Facebook friends. So we're just in an era where every once in a while I have to speak out. That's all. And I totally understand there's disagreements on many issues going on in our world. But there's some non-negotiables where I'm like, whoa. That's not okay. What just came out of the word, what just came out of the mouth of our president, so anyway, that's all I got to say. I tell that to people. I'm like, so, but, anyway, and Steve, the other thing too, is if you've read my book, which is an honor, by the way, thank you for reading it, Under a Triumphant Sky. If you were my support vehicle, and you could then I could maybe write a book. So then you'd be in the book, but anyway, we'll see. But I got all passionate about that. So, but I do want to, encourage everyone about biking across America. If you want to do it, do it. And I know I can encourage you, even through this one botched trip. I have done it 3 times, and I know it works. I know it doesn't work. And then, you know, you need to follow your dreams. I don't care what your dreams are. You need to be pursuing the things that you love. Life is short. There's no guarantee about tomorrow, and there's no perfect time to take on your deepest, wildest dreams. And I just want to encourage you with that. So, and Steve, thank you. You thought my book was truly enjoyable. I tried to, I just had to tell the story. And wow, we've got 12 people in live stream. I think 12 is the highest number I've ever had. 12 people. It's pretty amazing. Oh, is it really, Mike? It's our 3-year anniversary on Facebook. Thanks for putting up with me. That's all I got to say. Seriously, though, that's pretty cool, though, Mike. Anyway, with my book, I just try, I wanted to write a book where it was much more than just a day-to-day journal. And I've seen books where it kind of turns into a diary. I woke up, I had breakfast, we had tailwinds, I biked 40 miles. Here's a picture of me with this person in a roadside store. We stayed in another motel. I slept well. Next morning, we had headwinds. We biked 30, and it's just this on and on. Biking, it's so much more. And I tried to really describe just the human experience. And anyway, I tried. Thank you for the complimentary words. By the way, since we're having such a great commercial about my book, here's an Amazon link to my book right here. So go read my book. It's available in print form. It's available in Kindle format. If you want a signed copy of my book, I will give you directions right here. Here's directions on if you want a signed copy. You can PayPal me. It's a little more money because of shipping and the packaging, but I can sign it. And on the inside, I usually put happy cycling. Then I do my Steve Groovy, my signature. So, hey, Nicholas Coggins. Well, I really appreciate, oh my God, wait, first of all, we have 14 people. Dude, I should do a not too shabby and say, having 14 people in my live stream. All right, if I ever get to 20 people, I'm going to do a not too shabby of that. So seriously, I'm up to 13. My record, I think, was 10 or 11, and I was just up to 14. So, yeah. So, okay, Nick Coggins, I just want to say I threw in the towel 4 or 5 days ago. I'm not biking across America again. I'm sorry. So I made a video explaining it, and now it's 25 videos ago if you check my video section. So, yeah, thank you, Dylan. Logan Cole, you ask good questions. You need a little star next to your name as a good question asker. So I never ask good questions, by the way. And anyway, no, seriously. So you asked, what was the most difficult part of writing my book? I'll tell you, that's an easy question. The most difficult part was, first of all, it took me 6.5 years to write that book. I started Memorial Day weekend, May 2008. It was Memorial Day weekend. I didn't finish. It didn't get officially published until December 11th, 2014. May 2008 to December 2014. And the hardest part was dealing with the agony of will I ever finish? And I was never perfectionistic, but I've read enough books to know what a professional standard was. And for years, I knew that my book was nowhere near a professional standard. It still needed work. It just wasn't that good. I knew it wasn't very good. And there was an agony about, I remember in 2011, I had a lot of free time. And I was dedicating about 2 to 2.5 hours a day, 5 or 6 days a week. And I remember the grind, the anxiety of every day. I'd go to this coffee shop in Salida, Colorado, and I'd have to kind of force myself to open up my laptop and start. And there was this grind of working on my book. And I would tell people I'm working on a book. I would share with my friends. And look, I've had lots of friends say they're going to write a book. And the reality is most of them didn't finish, you know? And so I felt like I was worried that I would be the same way. And I was just talking, you know, and I'm all about, you know, there's that saying, all talk, no action. And I just knew all my talk. I remember sharing on social media, especially on Facebook. Here I am. I'm still working on my book. I'm still working on my book. And there was this pressure I put on myself about, are you ever really going to finish, Steve? And there was an agony. That was probably the hardest part, was the agony of, is it ever going to get done? So, and then, yeah, anyway, I'm just blabbing. So how did I get through it? I just didn't quit. I didn't quit. There was something about writing that book that I was so committed. I was so determined to, if I can use an analogy, I was so determined to give birth to my book. It was such a God thing. It was so, you know, I have to do this. I have to tell my story. And so that's, anyway. So, Nick, I like 1980s music. You know, Bon Jovi, Hall & Oates. You know, I like some classic rock, Pink Floyd. It's just deeper cuts. I have a playlist of 80s, some 70s, sort of 70s type music. You know, anything that's played a million times on the radio, I generally hate. I'm just so disgusted with music that, you know, they play a million times on the radio. But some deeper cuts. I'm not giving a good answer to that, but so Steely Dan, yeah, like Steely Dan. Some of the deeper cuts with Steely Dan. But, you know, what are those overplayed songs? What's that song, Ricky, Don't Lose Your Number? Like, that song I've heard just, I don't, at least 1,000 times. You know, there's a few of those songs on, you know, the big bands that, anyway, I don't mean to knock the overplayed stuff, but mostly a lot of 80s stuff. So, yeah, you want to hear me babble, huh? Mike, you think it's good babbling? I'm telling you, writing a book. Then, here was the thing. So it took me 6.5 years to write that book. Somewhere around, okay, so I was working on it for 3 years. And then I had a few friends that said, just get it done and published. Quit being perfectionistic. But I knew it wasn't a book that I would be proud of. I knew it just wasn't good enough. It sucked. There was just sections of it where I just knew it sucked. And there was a point in 2012 where I was really poor. And I had a counseling practice that was going nowhere. I was like living below the poverty line or whatever. So my self-esteem was low and I felt like a loser. And I remember I got to a point where I actually paid an editor previously to help me a little bit. She read through my book, revised it, gave me all sorts of help, pointers and stuff. Anyway, I wanted to pay another editor, but I didn't have the money. And it's a little good chunk of change to start paying some good professional editors. Anyway, so for roughly much of 2012 and for the first 5-6 months of 2013, I didn't work on my book. My book just sat in my computer, and I had copies of it elsewhere in case I lost the main copy, kind of a thing. And I didn't even work on it for over a year. And I felt so stuck. Anyway, I promise you, man, I have compassion for anyone who's writing a book. And then eventually what happened was I hadn't read through my manuscript for over a year. So then I didn't even really have the money. And I said, all right, you know what? I just have to read through this book, sentence for sentence, word for word, and just go through it myself and just, and I went through it. I went through 2/3 of it really thoroughly. But then I hit a wall in September 2013. I couldn't finish the last few chapters. And then something else happened that I didn't work on my book for another 6 months or 9 months. And I was depressed. You can't really, anyway. Oh, by the way, if you work on a book, you can't be depressed. You can't struggle with anxiety. If you have any mental health problems, and I mean, you're probably going to have a hard time working on your book because you got to have squeaky clean energy. You got to be disciplined. And I don't mean to make light or speak lightly about mental health issues, but I was having a hard time in late 2013. I was still poor. This girl broke my heart. I just had all these things going on where mentally I sort of hit a wall. And then again, I didn't work on my book for another 6 to 9 months. So, yeah, Logan. But I do want to make it clear, if you ever, I definitely encourage you to write a book. I think everyone has a story to tell. I don't care what it is, a novel, an autobiography, a book where you share about your specialty. You talk about something that you specialize in, that you're an expert in, teaching somebody, something like that, a cookbook, some kind of book that's a family book, a family history book. So just want to encourage you with that. So, or just nonfiction, a travel book. That's what I did. I did a travel book, So anyhow, so if you say you like blabbing, so we're still at 12. 12. I'm telling you, if we go to 20, if we get to 20, that's a not too shabby. But not this 11, 12 stuff. That's good though. That's still really good. I'll take that. But I was up to 14. I don't know if I got up to 15. So I know I was at 14. Yeah, Nick. Now I really want to be clear. But here's something that I tell Dylan. It hit 15. That's amazing. That is so amazing. Get a screen capture. Well, actually, I can do a screen capture. By the way, talking about a book, I had a lot of people help me. Yes, I have some good writing skills. I'm educated or whatever. But if you feel like you would love to write a book, you feel like there's a story to tell, some kind of book, I'm gonna share a word with you that's gonna revolutionize your life. It starts with the letter H. All right. So you want to write a book, but you don't think you're smart enough. You're not this enough. Whatever. There's a magical, just life-changing word. It starts with the letter H. Are you ready? It's the word help. Ask for help. I had so many people help me with writing my book. Yes, my name is on the book. I get all the credit. Rah, rah, rah. If somebody likes my book and they compliment me, if I get all the warm, fuzzy feelings, kind of a thing. Make no mistake, I had 2 editors that I paid a nice little chunk of money to edit and revise my book and give me feedback. I had 2 or 3 beta readers, just friends who love to read, who love books. And they were friends who loved me and kind of grabbed onto the mission about a Bike Across America book. And they just gave me feedback about the book. They're called beta readers. They just said, oh, yeah, you got a little boring right here. Oh, this is really interesting when you talked about this. Or just random stuff where they just said, hey, when you talked about this reminds me of blah, 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 blah. And then that gave me creative ideas. So I had some beta readers. And then at the end, I actually didn't have a professional editor, but I had 2 good friends, Chris and Shauna, that proofread my book like you would not believe. Like, I'm trying to think of an analogy, but they were like hawks reading every word, every sentence. If there was any question about any word or any meaning of a sentence, they had their little red line and said, what does this mean? There was one crazy, I'll tell you a story. Chris, if you remember my book, there was a section in Memphis. I was staying at my friend's home in Memphis, Charles Smith and the Smith family. And it was anyway, it was sort of a warm, fuzzy chapter, and we were hanging out in Memphis. But I was staying in their guest room. And it was one of those things where there were 8 or 9 pillows on the bed. And it's just something women do. They just love pillows on a bed or something. And I tried to just joke about how I got into the bed and there were all these pillows. And why do women, I think I said something like, why do women put all these pillows up? And I had to take a few pillows and throw them on the floor. And my proofreader, Chris, he caught that. And he said, Steve, you come off like you're complaining. You come off like a jerk. Like, why would you be offended? Like, he didn't capture the humor of what I was saying. And then I read it again from his, vantage point. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. It could easily be interpreted as me complaining. My humor, the humor wasn't it's hard to read the humor sometimes. So I think I totally took it out, or I forgot what I said, but I didn't joke about it. And I just said I took all the pillows and threw them on the floor. But anyway, so he saved my ass. My proofreader saved my ass right there. Because, you don't want to come off like a jerk in your book. That's the most catastrophic thing, is if you come off like a jerk. You want to be the person, if you're the main character in your nonfiction story, or if you really were a jerk, admit that you were a jerk in the story, and then hopefully in the story you apologize or you make things right and you're humble. So anyway, but I'm just talking about getting back to the main issue. Help. I had so many people help me. I had some really great proofreaders. My other proofreader, Shauna, she lives in Santa Fe, New Mexico. She proofread through my book twice. I don't even know how. She went through it once. I don't know if I actually forget how it turned out, but I don't know if I asked her to proof it again. If I did, what a jerk I was. Maybe I was a jerk. Anyway, somehow she proofread it again. She was thorough. And so I just want to be clear. There's something called help. Some of these big celebrities that write an autobiography, usually they have a ghostwriter. So you could even write a book where you have a ghostwriter, or you could write and have somebody help you, and I could even help you, I don't know. So just remember, help. Bill Rogan's written a whole bunch of books. He'll tell you about how help. There are no good writers or authors. there's just authors with great teams that are editors and beta readers and proofreaders. And so, hey, Bill, I'm going off on, all I know is Logan and Mike K and Nick Coggins. They're asking all these questions, and they're getting me all fired up, and I'm just going off. So, okay, yeah. Rocky, I'll have, yeah. It's really neat too. You know what's fun? My book is in a bunch of libraries in Colorado. So anywhere where I've done a presentation, I usually I donate a book and I sign it. So especially in kind of this rural southern Colorado region, there's a whole bunch of books. And if you search for my book, for instance, in the Westcliff Library, there's a whole interlibrary network in southern Colorado. And I can look up my book and see if it's in the Westcliff Library, which is my town. And then it'll also show, your book is also in Lamar, Colorado, and Pagosa Springs, and Salida, and I'm forgetting all the towns, Levita, and Trinidad. And then it'll show it'll show where the book is taken out and where it's not. So, and actually the librarian did say that recently in Westcliff, people are getting to know me. I've lived there now for a year, and some people are talking about my book. My one neighbor, he's such an amazing guy. He rants about my book, how great it is. Terry, I'll show you. He's in some of my videos. Anyway, the librarian said that somebody came in wanting to take out my book, but it was already taken out. So then they did an interlibrary loan, and I think from some other library, you can borrow the book, and it came in some kind of mail. So she was just telling me that somebody, and I guess she couldn't tell me who it was. It's a really small town. So I was like, who was it? Who took out my book? I'm just curious. And she couldn't tell me, but so what do you think? I'm really talkative tonight. Was there caffeine in here? Actually, you can see it says decaf. So, but here I am on a Saturday night in Alamogordo, New Mexico. And I got this stuck. I actually got this stuck in my fingers. So I'm eating a boring can of pears. Bill Rogan, how are you? Bill Rogan. Let's talk about the case for Jay Buhner getting into the Hall of Fame. Jay Buhner. Let's look up his stats. The great Jay Buhner, who was traded for Ken Phelps, that awful trade. Jay Buhner struck out a lot, though. He really struck out a lot. But I still think the case for the Hall of Fame, 310 home runs. All right. In 1995, he finished fifth for the NBA. 4 years in a row. From 1997, Jay Buhner hit 40 or more home runs. Bill, I know we could start arguing about the Hall of Fame right now. Mariano Rivera absolutely gets in, right? He got in, right? And then if I was a voter, I probably would not vote for Mike Mussina, but I wouldn't argue against him. But then Edgar Martinez absolutely does not, no way. Lee Smith, not really, no. Don't get me going on Edgar Martinez when you're only playing 50% of the game. No, I'm sorry. I'm not. No. The only DH that I think David Ortiz. David Ortiz, for me, he would get my vote for the Hall of Fame. Oh, Bill. Jay Buhner for his high school Hall of Fame. He hit 310 home runs. Bill. Bill. Anyway, everyone, Bill Rogan, by the way, all right, I'm going to do this. Bill Rogan in the comment section on my Bike Across America trip 2 years ago. Bill, I have to tell this story every time you're in here. All right, or at least for a while until people are sick of the story. But Bill is the guy. I call him, Bill's nickname is the Babe Ruth of Friends. And that is because on my trip 2 years ago, biking across America, and I was successful 2 years ago. He drove 11 hours. He lives in Denver. He drove 11 hours one way. He surprised me on the road outside of Abilene, Texas. And in fact, he found me in his car. You know, I wouldn't recognize this car anyway, you know, and he drove ahead. And then he drove like 3 miles ahead. He pulled out his bike and he biked towards me. So all of a sudden I'm in north central Texas on a frontage road along Interstate 20. I hadn't seen a cyclist in a couple of weeks almost. And it just seemed kind of weird that there was a guy biking towards me. But I thought, all right, you know, whatever. So he comes towards me and I kind of just wave to him. He does a U and he joins me. And he says, "Hey, Steve." It was Bill Rogan. That was an amazing day. That was unbelievable. So that was a really good day. So anyway, that's just a story. So, and then Bill plays old guys baseball. He's a big baseball guy. He's also the manager of the Tucson Swaros minor league team. Definitely encourage you to check out the Tucson Swaros. I'm going to be cheering for that's going to be so exciting in the Pecos League. Anyway, Bill's number is number 27. He always wears 27. That's his number. So, and he's a good baseball player for his age, right, Bill? How old are you, Bill? But seriously, his number's 27. The day he met me was day 27. All right? Because, you know, when you bike across America, you definitely count the days. You just do. So in honor of Bill's kindness, you know how in baseball they retire numbers if you're really good? They do that in other sports too. I retired the number 27. There will never be another day 27 of biking across America. So, yeah. And after my botched Bike Across America trip, it's possible I might not ever bike across America again. But for whatever it's worth, 27 is retired. So if I ever if I ever coach a Little League baseball team, I won't let anyone have number 27, you know, or, you know, if I ever own a hotel and I have room numbers, there won't be a room 27. It's retired. And I'm not liberal. I'm not some liberal permissive person that just retires numbers for nothing. It's a big deal to retire a number. Okay. The other thing too that bothers me is Peyton Manning. Like I remember there was a guy who had Peyton Manning's number and he retired. That number was retired. So then the new player asks the retired player, "Hey, can I use your number?" That's disrespectful. You don't ask someone whose number is retired whether you can use that number. That's not cool. So what? Derek Jeter's number is probably retired, right? Number 2. So in 20 years, if there's some superstar player, he's going to go to Derek Jeter and say, "Hey, can I wear number 2? Can I have your permission?" That's disgraceful. I got a big problem with that. When you retire a number, it's retired. I get really mad about that. And don't get me going on participation trophies. What the hell is going on in our world? You give participate just for playing, you get a trophy or some kind of whatever they call those things. You actually get this little participation trophy. That is, I mean, unless it's like 6-year-old T-ball, maybe even that. I got a problem with that. Once you start keeping score, and you have a best team and you have a champion, you don't give participation trophies. Don't get me fired up about it. There's probably a reason why I don't have kids. Because I can tell you right now, I'd go off. I go off on anyone about this. Participation trophies. My ass. Fired up. I've spoken my piece about that. I still think they didn't put decaf. Maybe that's why I'm all fired up. Seriously, Logan, come on. What is with these participation trophies? I don't get a participation trophy for only biking 95 miles on a Bike Across America trip and quitting. I don't deserve anything. I've biked across America 3 times. It's not 4. There's nothing to celebrate. Okay? Seriously, what is the participation trophies? My gosh. I'm sorry. Come on. You know what you do? I tell you what you do. Look, if you want to like reward kids and make them feel good and happy, here's what, when I played in Little League, one time we won the championship. I was in the 7th grade, I think. And yeah, we got this little trophy thing. But sometimes our dads or, the coaches, my dad wasn't a coach, but he would be there sometimes. We'd go out for ice cream after the game. And that's all kids need. You have fun, you play your game, and then you just tell the kids, hey, we're going out for ice cream. And everyone's just super happy. That's all. You give the kids ice cream. Now, when I played Little League, they had a thing with Carvel ice cream in New Jersey. If you hit a home run, the coach would give you a free ice cream card. Wasn't that amazing? And I would hit a few dingers, in my day. 1 or 2 home runs a year. In the 6th grade, 5th grade. I think I played in the 8th grade too. They didn't have a home run wall kind of a thing. So you just have to hit it in the outfield, and the outfield botches the play, and you just fly around the bases. So give incentives to hit home runs. If you hit a home run, you get an ice cream. Something like that. Or if you really hustle, or okay, maybe if you're not good at hitting home runs, if you really hustle and you slide hard, or there's a crazy play at the plate and you score, or something like that, a courage card, and you give a free ice cream. I'm okay with that. Come on, these participation trophies. Come on, seriously. So, Bill, you're old enough to kick my ass, huh? You probably are. But yeah, Logan. So, oh man, you were on a football team in grade school. You lost every one. You lost every game except the last one. No, good job. Good job. Good job. I regret not playing football. I always had a tall and very skinny build, but I still would have loved to have played football. I regret not playing. Even if I was a field goal kicker kind of a thing. I know that's kind of funny, but So yeah, Logan, where do you live? I'm just curious. So now we're down to 8 people in live stream. Man, I was up to 15. So I've got my camera. If I ever get to 20, I'm going to do it Not Too Shabby. Just straight up. It's 20 people in my live stream. Not Too Shabby. So, I mean, you could, I don't know. I hope I'm not a jerk. I just cannot believe there's participation trophies. Seriously, come on, man. Your Little League baseball team goes 3-7. It's like You're as bad as the San Diego Padres in the 1970s. And people are going to, so anyway, where's my, anyway. You guys. All right. You want to see? Let's talk about some of the not too shabbies I made. So I did visit the U.S. I did another video. I did a bunch of videos. The U.S.-Mexico border between pretty much about roughly about 25 to 30 miles west of El Paso, Texas. And there's a vehicle barrier. It's really remote. There's nothing on the Mexican side, so there's no roads, but they have a vehicle barrier. So I did a video of that. There's another video of a cactus, and it had the yellow fruit right there. So that was fun. The crying baby. This crying baby video has got a lot of... The thing was, he was crying. And then, of course, once I get the video, I pull out the camera, and he stops. It was like, come on. But he sort of did whimper and cry a little bit. Come on. Come on. Why is that? Play. What the heck is going on? Well, there's his name's Pax. Pax. Hold on, let's see what's going on here. All right, the internet's working. I'm connected. Let's go. Yeah, actually, I did that. For some reason, I can't play my videos on my phone, but I didn't really do that, Rocky. But I did do at another part of the border fence. I did walk into Mexico, and I said, "Hey, I'm in Mexico," and then I walked over back into America and said, "Hey, from the United States." So it's this video. So, but I actually asked there's a farmer, some kind of fruit farm, and I didn't want to, it looked like I could have just driven on one of his farm roads. It was only, a couple of tenths of a mile to the fence, but I still wanted to ask. So I went to the main office, and there was an old. He wasn't old. He was kind of an old school cowboy. He had a big cowboy hat, and he was a Western cowboy type. And I think his wife was there. And I just said, "Hey, I'm Steve. I want to visit the border, and I also want to respect your private property rights. So is it okay to drive?" And he said yes. And he said, "Thank you for asking." And, and we just talked a little bit. I don't know. I felt like, I just thought, I wonder what he's thinking of me, this longish haired guy with a car rental that has California plates. But anyhow, so this is kind of interesting. So, but that was really fun. So, it would be really nice to get some Chinese, eat at a Chinese buffet or a barbecue. I just can't. I can't. I got to eat healthy. I had my scare. I had my health. I had my scare, So here's let's see. Let's see if I can play this. Where am I? Here's a Swaro, not too shabby. Let's see if this will play. It's not playing.
Looking up at a large swirl cactus.
Something's wrong.
Not too shabby.
For some reason, it says connect to the internet. Tap to retry. I'm already connected. I thought I was connected. Anyway, no. Yeah, Rocky. I have loved Chinese buffets. Like no one ever, I love Chinese buffets so much. So I can't eat the really bad foods, the deep fried crap. But anyway, we'll see. There's actually a Chinese buffet in Raton, New Mexico that I still like. And they have steamed rice. They have sort of this grilled chicken. I don't know what they call it, but it's got a little barbecue kind of, it's sort of a soy sauce barbecue kind of thing. I can eat that. And I guess wonton soup probably isn't good for you either, but I'll have a little bit of that. And then I'll just have fruit. And it's pretty boring though. When you go to a buffet, you expect to pig out, and I've just changed my ways with that. So, but Chinese buffets, boxes of hot tamales, and I really have changed in the way I eat. It's crazy. I would just always love to just eat big and just eat to the point where you're full and you're stuffed. And I still go out to eat once a day, kind of a thing. Maybe tomorrow I might go out for Mexican. Or if I find, wherever I'm at, if there's a barbecue place, barbecue sounds good. Anything with green chili, Mexican. But I'm in moderation. I just eat. I eat no junk food, no crappy sugarized stuff. Try to eat a banana. Try to eat some canned fruit. Eat a reasonable breakfast, and just no junk food. Even tonight, I'm just eating this, and it's like I'm okay. I know that's boring. I'm just talking about food. Yeah, Rocky, you're right. I mean, they do have healthy foods. It's not fun to go to a buffet though and to eat healthy. You know what I mean? But yeah. Did I do anything specific with my diet? Not really. I just tried to eat reasonable and try not to eat garbage. So that's a good question though, Logan. Keep working on those questions. I quit fast food. I don't know if Subway, I eat reasonable. Every once in a while, I've been eating at Subway. I get their breakfast sandwich, and I usually get ham, egg, and cheese on a flatbread. And I just throw a little chipotle sauce and lettuce, and I'm good. And that's, like after I eat that, I don't feel too bad at all. But definitely fast food, I'm done. Taco Bell. I used to love Taco Bell. I think I saw a Del Taco in Alamogordo. I used to love Del Taco. There's a Del Taco in Grand Junction when I lived there. Del Taco's got some, but I can't do fast food right now. Even McDonald's. The only thing I would eat at McDonald's are the McDoubles. The sort of the double cheeseburger or the McChicken. I would only get stuff out of their $1 or $2 menu. I'd never get a Big Mac or that even during my bad eating days, that would be just too, I'd feel sick. Just, you could feel the grease coming out of your pores. You just feel lethargic and depressed. And there you go, Rocky. You eat your food. Seriously, I mean, anyway, I'm just on a journey. We'll see what happens with my eating. So, no, McDonald's, I know. Oh, Bill. Okay. By the way, Bill Rogan, you mentioned Alamogordo. Yeah. So the White Sands pupfish. This is the home of the White Sands pupfish. Alamogordo. I think there's an army base somewhere nearby. So I've seen a few people in army gear. It's kind of a desert town. It's, I don't know what to call it. It's not a tourist town. But it's not, it seems like a down to earth Western kind of town. You know, I'm not describing it well. There's mountains to the east, and the White Sands National Monument is 15, 20 miles down the road. So a lot of people that go to White Sands will stay here. Alamogordo. I'm not describing it well, but yeah, no, for sure, Paula. I don't know if Chipotle counts as fast food. I think twice, 2 or 3 times in the last 3 months now, almost 3 months, that I've kind of changed my eating. I've eaten at Chipotle, but I usually get brown rice. I get a meat, usually chicken because it's the cheapest. So brown rice, chicken, cheese, and then I usually get the tomatilla, the brownish gooey, and usually I get the corn salsa as well. Okay. I don't put sour cream and I put lettuce. So, I'm just trying to be reasonable if I eat at Chipotle, and I only do it once in a while. So, hey, Marvel Man. So, but definitely, like, I'm just done with Taco Bell, Del Taco, Wendy's. I used to love Wendy's, like their double stack. I could get a double stack, one of their $1 chicken sandwiches, and sometimes their chicken nuggets. You can get, 6 chicken nuggets for $1. I would get those 3 things, for $5. And I was so happy. So I just can't do it. I know I'm getting hungry too. I'm eating this canned fruit, canned pears. Take care, Marvel, man. Thanks for coming by. Good luck with your project. So, where does the... Yeah, no, yeah, I switched it up. Usually I get I like canned peaches, but the canned pears are pretty good too. So I usually eat a banana every day too. I'm out of bananas, but recently I've found I do have some allergies to fruit. And I think that there's something on the bananas or in the bananas where I had a sneezing fit a couple of times after eating a banana. And it's not fun to, I got to take a Benadryl pill. I need to go back after I'm done with this live stream. I need to go back and find the part where I went off on the participation trophy and make that its own video. Steve's opinion on participation trophies, and just start yelling. You know what I mean? Like, I think that was great when I started yelling about that. I kind of like it when I start yelling about something. Anyway. Oh, you guys. What's on the agenda for you tonight? Are you home? Anything exciting going on? Or how about tomorrow? What are you doing over the weekend? Anything interesting? I might go to White Sands tomorrow. Let me actually look up White Sands National Monument. Let's see here. I was told if it's you want to go when it's not too windy. And let's see here. Plan your visit. I wonder what the fees are. I'm not cheap, but I don't like. See, $20, $20 to get into White Sands National Monument. I'm not going to White Sands. I've been to the Great Sand Dunes plenty of times. I'm not going to White Sands. I'm doing something else. I know where I'm going. I'm going to go to the Valley of Fires. Outside of Carrizozo, New Mexico, there's a place called the Valley of Fires State Park. And I'm sure it's not a lot of money. But there was a big volcanic eruption however long ago. And now there's just black volcanic. Yeah, actually, I'm going to go. Here's where I'm going to go. Valley of Fires, New Mexico. Let's see here. Well, it doesn't look too exciting, but I'm going to share State Park, New Mexico. Watch this. Actually, it doesn't look that interesting. Here's a link to a Google image search, a Valley of Fires. Wait, I can't even share that. Oh, Bill, it's snowing like crazy? Oh, I'm sorry, Bill. Bill, it was 70. It was in the 70s here. I'm still wearing shorts. Oh, Rocky, I'm sorry about your dad. Wow. Rocky. Best wishes for your dad. My prayers for your dad. You know. So, Logan, you're going to write? What are you going to write about? So, anyway, I just want to show you this Valley of Fires State Park. Kind of looks interesting. I actually biked past it in 2008 on my Bike Across America trip. And yeah, it's only $3. See, it's only $3 to get in. Maybe it's not as here, Valley of, I'm trying to just show pictures of Valley of Fires. All right, maybe here, I'm just going to share this link. There's 3 pictures at the bottom, but it's kind of like black rocks that are volcanic ash. It's a very desert type scene. It doesn't look it doesn't look stunning, but I think I'm just going to go there and make whatever videos I can. And, you know, I'd rather spend $3 at this state park than $20 at White Sands. Yes, Rocky, I've been to Mueller State Park a few times. I lived in Colorado Springs and Manitou Springs for 8 years. So I've been to Mueller. So it's a popular place. Yeah, Logan, that's great that you write. That's great. Hey, Bill, is Gwen around? Tell Gwen I said hi. Actually, I still have her, like, Bill, remember when Gwen gave, through you, Gwen gave me that big gift bag with all the stuff? I still have her sunglasses. These are the sunglasses that were in the bag. These polarized brown sunglasses. So tell her I said thank you. That they're still great sunglasses. And I got a second pair of sunglasses somewhere around too. But anyway. Yeah, Manitou Springs is a nice town. I had 2 apartments where I was in walking distance of the whole downtown business district. I mean, I was a few minutes, 3 minutes from the Manitou Arcade. Man, those were good memories. I was young. 2005, 2004 and 2005, I lived. Actually, the apartment was at a motel. It was kind of funny. I had a friend who rented a motel in Manitou Springs, and he had an apartment, and it was just two motel rooms put together. I mean, it was really nice and respectable. I know it's a little weird when you live at a motel, but the landlord was just really clear. He was just said, when you get into the motel parking lot, you drive slow. Don't ever drive like you're in a rush because there's guests. And that was his only thing. Otherwise, it was just an average apartment. I loved it. So anyway, I lived. So yeah. Oh wow, Rocky, you lived in the Barker house? Did you live on the third floor? Which floor? Hey Gwen. Hey Gwen. Hey, you know what? If Gwen had another N next to her name, her first name would be the same as San Diego Padres great Tony Gwynn. Have you ever thought about that? So, yeah, he had a perfect view from the Barker house. I actually lived. Now, if you know where the Barker house is, if you're on Manitou Avenue and you're facing the Barker house, okay, you're on Manitou Avenue, you're facing the Barker house. To the right of it, there was a road that went straight up. It was a really steep road. And there was a sort of an old historic house on the right. Me and another guy rented that apartment in 2003. And we had we were there for about 1 year. And that was it. So that was a neat memory. Then I lived on Ruxton Avenue, 103 Ruxton Avenue. And good memories. Life wasn't easy, but I look back and I think, man, I was younger. Good memories, man. Oh, really, Rocky? Well, you know what, Rocky? You and I may have run into each other back then. Because I was in Colorado Springs from 97 to 01. And then I lived in various apartments from 01 to late 2005. I was in Manitou Springs. And I got tired of Manitou. I did get tired of it, but I definitely lived the life and enjoyed everything. Yeah, the 1970s in Manitou was the best. Yeah. There was that coffee shop, Spice of Life. I used to go to that a lot. It was, I forgot, the two gay guys ran it. It was a coffee shop. They served breakfast. So I used to go to Spice of Life. There was Boki. I miss Boki. Boki Evans. I don't believe that was his real name, but he gave himself that nickname. I don't know, something like that. But he was Boki. And his wife, Mitzi. And for a while there, I would go there a lot of morning. So, and then I think I was there last year. And there was now a real estate group that bought that rents out that spot. So the Spice of Life coffee shop is now no more. So, oh, that's right. And then there was the religious group. The what was that called? The other the Mate Factor. I never liked that building, and the fact that they were kind of that religious group and a little weird. I never. It was just a turnoff to me to even go in there. The building was weird, and I was like, I don't like religious groups where they're so overt about their agenda to convert people. I just back off and get defensive. So, but yeah, no, the green tea, the Mate Factor. So, but that came in right around the time that I was leaving. I think there was 1 year of overlap. So, but it was kind of interesting. So, but those were the good old days of Manitou. I used to sit through the city council meetings. I don't even know why I did it. I was just interested, and people thought I was going to run for city council, and I don't even. That's weird that I even did that. Looking back now, but I don't even know. Yeah, Paula, you stayed at a hotel in Manitou Springs. Do you remember which one? Was it a bed and breakfast? Rocky, I was all over the place. My website, Colorado Guy, I was all over the place. Here's Colorado Guy. Here, actually, oh, this will be cool. I actually still have my archives of photos from Manitou Springs. And here's my photo. Here's that stevegroofy.com Manitou link. Has all my old photos of Manitou Springs back in the day. Bud Ford, go on that. You'll see the great fruitcake toss. One year they had the Manitou trolley, which was just a van. It looked like a trolley, but it's really just a truck. All the hippies used to bang the drums. The hippies in the park would bang the drums. There's so many hippies and pot smokers, and Manitou was just, it was an interesting town. But I have good memories. Got me thinking about Manitou Springs. Yeah. The Manitou Incline was, people would hike it, but not as many, and it was private property, and they never enforced trespassing laws, but everybody would just hike up it. Ruxton wasn't as busy, or it didn't seem. Now, anytime I'm in Manitou, I'm just like, oh my gosh, where do I park? Parking is still a problem in Manitou Springs. So, and Bill, I honestly, I think I only did it twice. I did it once in 2002, and maybe I only did it once. Yeah, Rocky, the Penny Arcade. You took pictures in the booth in 1974, and the arcade is still there. That arcade is special. That arcade, don't get me going, man. Now you got me thinking about my Manitou Springs years. And to go back in time, anyway, Manitou Springs. Yeah, no, I know I was young. I got tired of Colorado Springs. I was too close to the city. Manitou, even though I loved it, after about 4 years, I was getting tired of it. And I just was like, I don't know how to explain it, but I wanted to get farther into the mountains because my Colorado Guy website was really taking off. And by 2005, I had a dream to live in Buena Vista. I fell in love with Buena Vista. And in 2005, I finally made the move, I believe in October or November. And I had to spread my wings, and Buena Vista fit me well. Even though I was always kind of lonely in Buena Vista, but anyway, I didn't get a cell phone until 2000, it was September 2007. So I remember in 2007, almost everyone had cell phones, and I still didn't have one. Ow. I just hit my funny bone. Got that weird pins and needles. Anyway, my first cell phone was 2007, and I remember I was late to the party. I've had the same phone number, and although I'm getting tired of Verizon, We won't go there. But anyway, Garden of the Gods. Yeah, Garden of the Gods was good, but I just remember being like, I found myself going out to Buena Vista a lot. And I was like, Manitou's great, but I'm tired of all the hippie festivals. I'm tired of them closing Manitou Avenue once a month for whatever crazy thing they're doing. There's some weird parade. And I just fell in love with Buena Vista. So, and I was there for 8.5 years. So, yeah, no, me and Alyssa, her nickname's Alamosa Girl. We did do a taste test of all the drinking, all the springs, the mineral springs. Yeah. And I think we voted for Twin Springs, the one by the Loop Mexican restaurant, and there was a third somewhere in that main district there. So then there was Iron Springs, which was terrible. It really tastes like iron. And there's one or two other ones that were just kind of not so good. So, some of that spring water is really good. It just has a little bit of a, it just has a little, it tastes like water, but it's got a zingy taste to it. The Twin Spring on Ruxton Avenue. I will say this, if I, with all that I'm doing on YouTube, I would have fun in Manitou Springs. I would definitely have fun in Manitou Springs. But anyway, now I'm in Westcliff and, so it's okay. On Funhouse, they talked about me. They, Logan, can you rephrase your question? I'm not sure what you're asking there. Wait, was meeting and speaking with people different before cell phones in your... Oh, okay, sorry. I mean, I don't think it was much different. If anything, I think texting has revolutionized how we communicate with people. And I guess it is a little harder. It's easier to just talk to people now, with cell phones. But anyway, the Funhouse, there was a video where they were talking about my videos. The first time I won the hard netting contest, somebody made fun. The guy said, "Oh, I feel bad that the guy lives in New Mexico. At least he's making the most of it." Because I think they played one or two Not Too Shabbies that had something indicating I was in New Mexico. And it's funny. I don't care if people make fun of New Mexico. I'm actually a Coloradan. But New Mexico is kind of like my cousin. You just want to get out a little bit. You can go south and hit New Mexico and find something to do or whatever. So, but I just thought that was funny. It's just interesting. I've thought about, what if I lived in Ohio with the Not Too Shabbies, or like I was British, or I lived in China and I was doing the Not Too Shabbies, and all of them were in a country, but instead most of mine are in southern Colorado, New Mexico. Anyway, it's just a little random thought. I'm kind of proud that I'm promoting my area, so anyway, we're just talking. I got to be honest with you. I kind of want to go to that Chinese buffet, but I got to exert some self-control. And we'll see how things go. I might go for another 15 minutes. I might go to the top of the hour. It's 7:43 here. And I might finish things off at the top of the hour. It was amazing, though, when I first started the live stream. I think more and more people are setting their notifications so that they join immediately, because within a few seconds, all of a sudden there were 2 people, then there were 3 people. And I mean, I think it hit 7 people in the first minute. We were already up to 7. And I was flabbergasted. I was so happy and honored. We did get up to 15 people. So yeah, Rock. I know. You think Colorado's the best state? I think it is too. I just need to get away in the winter for a little while. Not for the whole winter, but just after like 2 months of winter, I'm to the point where I say I've had 2 months of winter. I've had 10 or 12 snowstorms. It's been wonderful. I don't want to go another 4 more months of winter. Our winters are about 6 months, and it just gets old. From about October 21st to April 21st, it's winter. That's Colorado. Then from April 21st to June 21st, it's spring. From June 21st to August 21st, it's summer. And then fall is August 21st to October 21st. That's the Colorado seasonal calendar when you live in the mountains at 8,000 feet. I don't care what it's not 3 months for each season. Not when you live in Colorado at 8,000 feet. I'm getting all passionate and fired up about that. So, I'm sorry. Oh, really, Rocky? So you got kids and grandkids, and they live in Oklahoma. And I understand. I don't have kids or grandkids, but I can appreciate. I get that. So I just think, like with Colorado, it is one of the best states, but every once in a while I get a little stuck. I just get a little stuck. And either I need someone to take me somewhere, force me to go somewhere I've never been to in Colorado. And that's getting more and more rare. Or for whatever reason, I need to get out of Colorado so that I start missing it. So anyway, Westcliff is a really wonderful town. It's quiet. We do have 4 or 5 coffee shops. We have 5 coffee shops. But anyway, it's a nice mountain town. I'll just leave it at that. Oh, and Minnesota winters are there's no question Minnesota winters are way colder. But I can tell you by October 21st, we're getting if it's an average winter, we're starting to get snow. And, definitely by Halloween, we've gotten our 2nd or 3rd snowstorm. And then November, boom, we're getting hit again. The snow melts, but then a week later, boom, we get hit again. 3 days later, boom, we're getting boom, boom, boomed. So, I mean, it's all right. I don't want to. I struggle, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. But Paula, you're the one that's going to live in Trinidad, Colorado, right? Oh, Rocky. Well, the Manitou Incline. Yeah, I mean, if you happen to have a really, really, really long staircase, just go walk up a really, really, really tall staircase. And that's what the Manitou Incline is. So, yeah, we do have a bowling alley. We have no hospital, no fast food restaurants, no pharmacy, no golf course, no traffic lights, but we do have a bowling alley. So we have 3 gas stations in our county. We have 3 gas stations. So in Custer County. So one of the gas stations has a Subway inside it. So Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, Paula, you'll love Trinidad is they have a winter, but it's not compared to Minnesota. Forget about it. It won't be anything. And you're only at 6,000 feet there. So you'll like Trinidad. Trinidad, Colorado. I hated the town, but I also didn't mind it. I just have so many feelings about that town. I hated how there's hardly any hiking opportunities there. There wasn't that one great coffee shop to just go get your coffee, get your snack, spend an hour, do your internet. If you got your laptop. There wasn't that one good coffee shop. It was kind of dumpy. Occasionally there was some sketchy people. You just had to be a little bit alert about danger. But it wasn't too bad. But you just had to, especially at night, you just had to be a little bit alert. But Trinidad, you're close to New Mexico. There's still some good things about it. I had some good friends there too. My massage therapist, and I had a great job that paid well. But my massage therapist, I had some other people. And anyway, Rocky, what happened? Oh, Buckskin Joe, the Buckskin Joe touristy place by the Royal Gorge. Somebody bought that. Who bought it? Not the Koch brothers, right? So you're going to be out there, Paul. You're going to be out in Trinidad in 2 weeks, and okay, you're going to live in Ludlow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, I don't know. Anyway, the Buckskin Joe was just some touristy Western town. I never went there, but it's a ghost town. Hold on, by the way. I get my get this a little bit. I'm trying to get the fan. Wait a minute. I'm trying to get this fan. I shouldn't be this stupid. I want to raise the. Anyway, we'll just keep it it's at 65, which is that's pretty cold, but here's my motel room. It's a nice room. I paid a little more than a Motel 6 kind of place, and lovely bed. So, and close this up here. So, had the windows open. Anyway, Alamogordo. Yeah, just your typical motel. I got a table here and there's a little couch. It's okay. I paid an extra $10-15. I didn't want to stay at a Motel 6. I guess I'm just so tired of those. And I've been staying at a few Motel 6s where I'm telling you, like, it just seemed like there was some just. I guess there's no way to say it without sounding judgmental, but just some sketchy looking people staying in these Motel 6s, and there was in Sierra Vista, Arizona. It was called Knights Inn, Knight. It was obvious it used to be a Motel 6, and there's just some. I mean, they weren't dangerous looking people, but they were just like sketchy. You're just like, man, this is for the poor folks, or I don't know. I want normal people. I just want to have like more like, I don't know. Maybe I'm sorry if I sound mean, but I've stayed at a few Motel 6s where the person next door is blasting music at 9:30, and they did turn it off at 10 or something, but I was like, wow, this is, my gosh, what the heck are people doing? I don't know. So let's see if this should be a little better. But I'm getting tired of motels. That was the other thing too about the Bike Across America thing. I don't know how to explain it, but and yes, there's warm showers and there's other options, Airbnb, but realistically, I just want to grab a motel room, and I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to visit with warm showers people. And but anyway, very quickly on my bike trip, I was tiring of staying in a motel, and for a little while, my friend Jeremy, who I really just met as I promoted the trip, he worked for Marriott. And he got me many nights a room for about $45-50. First night in Flagstaff, I think it was like 40 plus tax. It was like 43. I was staying at a Fairfield Inn, and it was nice. And anyway, hotels that would have cost about $200, somewhere in the $200, and I got in for $45-55 kind of a thing. So, Bill, it's so great. I'm going to wrap up in a few minutes myself. Bill, I may give you a call tomorrow, or I'm so excited about the Tucson Saguaros baseball team. Everyone, check out the Tucson Saguaros. Here, Bill Rogan is going to be the manager of the Tucson Saguaros minor league baseball team. I just shared a link, saguarosbaseball.com. Make sure you go on the Facebook page and like the Tucson Saguaros. Okay, Saguaros baseball. And but take care, Bill. I might give you a call tomorrow, or driving through New Mexico, I might give you a call. Yeah, no, I've been doing Rocky. I've been doing live streams almost every day, and I try to go for about an hour. If I'm having fun, 2 hours, and even sometimes going up to 3 hours. I love it. And I mean, I got up to 15 people watching, and let's just see. I don't know. It would be amazing. It would be amazing if I had at a zero, if I had 150 people in a live stream. That'd be pretty cool. So, hey, Steve, you're still around? Yeah. So, hey, tomorrow I'm not going to White Sands National Monument because it's $20 to get in. And while I'm not cheap, well, maybe I don't know if I'm cheap, but I'd like to think I'm wise with my money. I'm not going to White Sands, but I'm going to this Valley of Fires State Park. And, well, Rocky, 15's my high now, okay? So 15 people. So, hey, Rap Dap, how are you? Anyway, I'm going to go to Valley of Fire State Park. It's by Carrizozo, New Mexico. We'll see where I go. I just have to be in Pueblo on Tuesday morning, Pueblo, Colorado, to drop off my car rental. I may go to Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, which is a town that I love. I'm a fan of Truth or. We'll see where I go. We'll see where the spirit leads, and I'm just having fun doing. You got to go through my videos, people. I've been posting a lot of videos, and I don't always click the box to alert all of my subscribers because I know if it's not a good video, I lose subscribers. So I only try to click that. I only try to notify my subscribers if I think it's a good video or if it's a not too shabby. So anyway, take care, everybody. It's been fun. And signing off, me and my can of pears. And for those of you who are just coming in, I went on a ranting about an hour and a half ago about participation trophies. I am against participation trophies. That's all I have to say. Logan, Paula, Rocky, thank you. RapDap, Steve, Missouri. Steve, let's talk more. We'll meet up one of these months or years. Bill Rogan, if you're still around, God bless you, and I'll give you a call. Really, thank you guys. So I'm going to go to bed and whatever. So make it a good night, all right? And hopefully tomorrow night we'll do something as well. So long. Bye. Bye-bye. Got to hit it again.